Hey everybody, welcome to Kong's Kitchen. This is King Kong Rong.
This is a Gretzkin.
And this is our first video on the Kong's Kitchen YouTube channel. You might know me from my video game related channel, just King Kong Rong here on YouTube. But I also live stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/KingKongRong25. All the links will be in the description below. And today's a special video. We're doing our first unboxing, but to be honest, this is not. This is actually our second,
Yes.
because our first, let's just say our first shoot, the file got corrupted, so we've actually already opened the box.
We are re-unboxing.
Right. So, I could have just left it at that, but I really love Eat Offbeat, the company that I ordered this from. So I really wanted to do them justice, but I also wanted to do you viewers a justice because I wanted to talk about their food.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wanted to talk about what Eat Offbeat is and what they're doing for nonprofit as well. So just let me tell you a little bit about Eat Offbeat. They are a catering company that has for like the last 3 or 4 years at my job, I've provided catering, and it's always been awesome food.
Yes.
It's like so good.
He's brought home leftovers. The leftovers were also very, very good.
Yeah. So when the opportunity came to order food from them, it's like they do delivery, especially now in this age of the pandemic. I just had to get their food, and I really wanted to share it with all of you guys. But they're not just any old catering company. Eat Offbeat comprises a whole roster of chefs who are all refugees, all relocated or resettled from their countries to here in America. And they brought over their culinary expertise as well. And so it's got a lot of unique flavors that I've eaten from them. So I'm really eager to show you what's inside the box. So again, it's not our first unboxing, so we're not going to have the, oh my gosh, reactions. But nevertheless, the food is so good, and I just wanted another excuse to eat them. So,
Yes.
And finally, with Eat Offbeat, they're doing a promo with Neighbors for Refugees. Whenever you order from Eat Offbeat at eatoffbeat.com, just use the code neighbor on checkout, and 15% of your purchase will go towards Neighbors for Refugees. And they do a lot of work with resettling refugees into the country, just make them feel at home, away from home. So it's a wonderful mission. And so with that, let's look at what's in the box. So what's neat is, number one, you get a recipe card from
curry. I love curry.
Yes, it's from one of the chefs, Chef Shantini from Sri Lanka. It's an eggplant curry recipe. You get a neat personalized card. This is really cool. It's a guide to your gift box. So it highlights some of the stuff that's in here, but also the chefs who made the food. So you get kind of like a summary of the food, the chef, where it came from, a little bit about Eat Offbeat's mission as a whole too. So nice intro to the company. And pardon the packaging.
And the re-unboxing. We have already
enjoyed some of this food, and we want to enjoy it again for you. All
right.
I think we started with the Sri Lankan Kiri Alua.
These are delicious.
So it's a Sri Lankan sweet made of condensed milk and cashews flavored with cardamom. The first thing you'll notice is the very strong cardamom aroma.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
It's nice because it's not super sweet. Like, it's definitely a dessert sweet kind of snack, but not like overly sugary like many processed sweets can be.
I mean, it's got sweetness of the condensed milk.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And the pistachio really comes through. You can tell it's a pistachio base, confection.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love the cardamom. I love just the flavor of the cardamom. You know, that's what I think what rounds it out so that it's not just super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
We have some Syrian ma'amul. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. Ma'amul cookies from Chef Dia of Syria. Shortbread cookies filled with dates and pistachios.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you can tell it's a shortbread just by the heft of it.
Mm-hmm.
When you bite into it, it's got a really good thick crust, shortbread crust.
Mm-hmm.
The date is very subtle in flavor, but I really like the texture contrast from like the shortbread to the date. You know, you got the classic shortbread crust, you know, kind of crisp,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get the soft date that's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Terrific. Like, it's a great. You know what? This would be great with tea.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah, which we'll get to.
mm-hmm. But speaking of dates, I think probably one of our favorites in the whole box are these Tahini walnut dates. And I have to say, they are huge. They are definitely huge bites here. But they are like filled with just like really creamy, smooth Tahini walnut mixture that I just find absolutely delicious.
Right. And this is from Chef Duha from Iraq. So these are split medjool dates, stuffed with walnuts and tahini paste. Now, walnuts and dates are already a classic combination, no doubt. But I've never had it with tahini. And when you bite into it, you get the sweetness of the date. You also get that crunch and from the nuts, but also earthy flavor from tahini. It's a really, really flavorful snack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of our favorites. Like, there's only 2 left in the package because we just kept eating
Yeah,
it.
so this video file better work because we're gonna run out of food to
Yeah,
taste.
in our first take, we had almost all of it.
I mean, it's really good. We keep eating.
Yeah.
They do come with, now some of these I have to say, this box does come with some side snacks, apricots and pistachios. Not necessarily from a shop, but they seem to go very well with the whole overall package. And just as somebody who loves apricots, really nice to have on hand with everything else here.
So we just had, 3 sweet things. So the salted pistachios are a nice touch. Especially because, now the holidays, nuts are classic gift. And I think you made an earlier point about the nutcracker.
When I was a kid, my mom would get these like giant bowls of like really uncracked nuts, like walnut shells and like Brazil nuts and other mystery nuts that I couldn't even remember. And of course, one of our chores as a kid was to crack them with a nutcracker while listening to really weird covers of like, Do You Hear What I Hear? And it was, it was quite the holiday experience.
Yeah. I mean, number one, I just love pistachios anyway. Maybe it's the act of like opening the nut.
You don't need a nutcracker for these.
Yeah, but I just love pistachios in general. And they're salted just right too. They're not super salty. But they are a nice follow-up to all the sweetness, And then these Turkish apricots, like they're very soft. It's not like you can, they're dried apricots, right? But they're not like dry.
You don't taste the sulfites as much as I think you do with some of like some of the ones you might buy in the store.
You don't taste the preservatives. It's literally just dried apricot.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Delicious. So.
Oh, the Senegalese spice
More
candy
nuts.
peanuts. Yeah, but these are spicy
Spicy.
and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So we went from super sweet to salty, and now we get sweet, salty, and spicy.
Everything at once.
Yeah. Candied spiced peanuts from Chef Mariama from Senegal. Mmm, it's so good. I can't even talk. Candied spiced peanuts flavored with cinnamon, vanilla, nutmeg, and cayenne. So as soon as you bite into it, you can definitely taste the vanilla, the nutmeg, and the cinnamon.
Yes.
But the cayenne, that heat, it doesn't get you until like as you're about to finish like chewing. You know, it hits you like at the tail end of your bite, I guess you could say. It's like right now, sweetness. The vanilla, you get the hint of the cinnamon and the nutmeg, and right about now is when the cayenne hits. You know,
But it's not too much.
no, yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're like one of those people who generally is like, I don't like really spicy food.
I mean, I
it'd
love.
still be okay.
Yeah.
You know,
I love
it's
really
really
spicy.
more like for flavor than it is for like heat.
So that's the thing. I love it because you have so many layers of flavor. You have at least 4 distinct tastes that hit your palate, and it's you can identify all the pieces. And then the peanut itself is just like a great vehicle for all those flavors. Let's try
that.
the Syrian Barazek cookies. So Chef Dia from Syria made these Syrian cookies topped with roasted sesame seeds, filled with pistachio chips.
But what we found works is actually eating it with some of this quince jam. Quince jam, excuse me. Quinces are new fruits to me. This is from Chef Nasrin from Iran, and it's quince, sugar, cardamom, lime juice. And it's like interesting because with the jam, it's a very thick, you know, it's like it's really fruity here. Like you've got these whole pieces of fruit in here, like so.
It goes really well with the pistachio and the sesame from these Barazek cookies.
It's like got the texture of a pear, but the flavor is definitely unique. And it's sweet and it's mild, but it's got a couple different like spices to it. Again, with the cardamom is another one of these like through lines I think running through this whole box. Very, very nice.
Yeah. I mean, they're perfectly great on their own, but you know, I thought since they were in the same box, they would go really well together. And quinces are definitely one of those fruits that I never really gave too much attention to. It's like, oh, I know what it is, you know, but I never really had a lot of experience eating quince. But this jam,
it's really good.
Yeah. I mean, I could eat this forever. Literally forever.
So why don't we...
Let's go with the cake.
Yes.
So...
in honor of Christmas.
Yeah, this is a Venezuelan torta de Navidad. So Christmas cake, essentially.
I.e., it's a fruit cake, but don't be alarmed. This has not been sitting in someone's gift box for like a couple years. This is fresh and tasty.
Yeah.
And
do we have a knife?
I don't believe
I
so.
shall get one.
Definitely do have some candied fruits inside.
It's a very thick. Like the texture is very thick.
Hearty, I'd say.
Either way, it's good. Yeah, let's show. Yeah.
Cross section.
Yeah. So it's again the grains are very, very thick, but it's very moist.
Very moist.
I don't know if the fruits were soaked in alcohol, but They're very prominent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really love the nuts that are on it. You know what it is? It's when you open the packaging, it has a very like savory aroma to it. I think it's because the nuts were cooked in a particular way that brought out the kind of like smoky. To me, it's smoky aroma, and that feeds into the cake.
Yeah. Along with the smokiness, also there's definitely a very prominent clove kind of taste to it, which also to me kind of feels very like of the season. It's really delicious.
Yeah.
So I guess if we're moving from Venezuelan, Christmas cake, maybe then next we should talk about the Venezuelan.
Oh yeah.
Spiced hot cocoa mix.
That's
also
right.
Delicious. And I think we have a representative right here already made up.
Yeah.
This is Venezuelan spiced hot cocoa with cinnamon and star anise. Basically, the instructions are open the jar, push out the star anise, heat a cup of milk, add some mix, boil, serve hot. Put their star anise back in. And I don't know, it's interesting because I never really thought of putting star anise in cocoa. I always use star anise in I make a pineapple curry, like red Thai curry with pineapples, and that's what I put star anise in primarily. But this works really well with the cocoa.
Yeah, I mean I've had spiced chocolate before, like in Mexican food, but this is the first time I've had star anise in cocoa. Usually it's like hot pepper with chocolate. This is definitely a new flavor for me, but I love it.
It's what's nice about that though is because it doesn't have that kind of like heat spice to it, but it still has that same kind of spiced sweet flavor that many of the sweets have had so far. In which it's not really a matter of heat, but it's also not necessarily a matter of like sugar. It's just a matter of like incorporating other flavors into these.
It's
these
great
drinks.
for like these cold winter days.
Yes.
Winter nights rather.
It's like heartier than like Swiss Miss cocoa.
And I think whatever spice goes into it like provides that kind of like warmth as it comes down. Think of it like like when you drink scotch, you feel that warmth. Yes. It doesn't burn the same way.
No.
It doesn't burn, but you feel this
gives
warmth.
You that wonderful warm feeling in your tummy.
Okay.
Sorry, what? I do love a good scotch.
Speaking of warmth, so I have another thing.
The tea.
Yeah, so Zatar herbal tea. Traditional Middle Eastern herbal blend of chamomile, mint, sage, and rose petals. So like a very medicinal blend. Something my mom loves actually. Speaking of like cold weather drinks, so this is my infuser. It's a little robot. You put the tea in here, and then you dunk it. So it's like we're swimming. This is supposed to like soothe your throat, your sinuses. It's very aromatic, in large part because of the rose petals. And let me show one. It's like a very small rose, So I'm going to close the robot up. And it goes into my tea, my hot water, which will become now tea. It'll infuse for a few minutes, but you can already smell it. So if you can imagine, like say you're not feeling too good, got a cold or some congestion, you pop in some of this tea, and as you're drinking it, you're smelling that kind of like that mint sage smell, and it it'll soothe like your sinuses as you drink it. The final component of the box is a Zatar spice packet. If you don't know what Zatar is, it's my understanding is it's a mostly like Mediterranean North African spice blend. So you have marjoram and oregano, but you also have like sumac and a particular type of pepper. You remember?
I don't actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember like what else goes into this, but fenugreek. I think fenugreek goes into here. So there's a lot of flavors packed into this packet. So the recommended suggestions for serving are spread on pita, serve with tomatoes, mint, and cucumbers, drizzle on avocado toast, or on a hard-boiled egg. But I've used Zatar on like grilled chicken. I'm pretty sure you can use it on fish as well.
I've used it on like sauteed greens and like beans and other vegetarian dishes too. I mean, Zatar is really versatile. You can use it on a lot of different recipes.
Yeah, so I think it's a neat addition to the box, and I think it really rounds out, all the components. So we've had sweet, we've got savory, we've got tea, hot cocoa, spice mix, cake,
It's a lot of very good food.
Yeah.
Lots of treats.
Yeah, and I know this was like our re-unboxing, but I really love this food. It just makes me feel really, really good to eat it, but also it makes me feel really good to talk about it and introduce it to a whole new set of people. Because I know, based out of New York, I don't know how much business they do outside of the Northeast, and so I hope that if you're watching this and you enjoyed this, and you're intrigued by the selection, go to eatoffbeat.com. They change their menu regularly, so if you want what's in here, you might want to do it now. And remember, use code NEIGHBOR for 15% of your purchase to go to Neighbors for Refugees. It'll really help out like a family that's just trying to resettle, whether they're coming from a war-torn area or from an area that's gone through some natural disaster. They need the help, and if it means ordering a box of goodies and having a portion of that go to Neighbors for Refugees, I'm all about it. One thing I should note is that this is not an ad. And
he really, really just likes the food.
Yeah. Eat Offbeat didn't send me like a free sample. This was something I really believed in, and I wanted to support them. So I ordered this box from them, because this is, you know what it is? Because I'm an immigrant. I'm not a refugee, but I'm an immigrant. I came to this country like 30 plus years ago. So I know what it feels like to come to a whole new land and have to like adjust. And so for Eat Offbeat to have a bunch of awesome cooks, awesome chefs from all these countries come and lend their expertise and produce such great stuff, I'm just happy to talk about it, and I hope you enjoyed, hearing me talk about them and seeing us eat this food and talk about it. If so, give us a like and subscribe, and we'll produce more food related content.
Yes.
I do cooking streams about once a month on my Twitch channel, but I do plan on uploading more just cooking tips and dishes throughout. So hopefully we'll see you on the next video. So thank you for watching.
See you soon.